we're staying on top of a story that has stunned the nation. 3 people shot, a TSA agent killed inside Los Angeles International Airport.
The shooter identified as Paul Ciancia. He's 23 years old from New Jersey. Investigators say he was wearing fatigues and carrying a bag containing a handwritten note. It said he, quote, wanted to kill TSA and pigs.
And TMZ with some of the most compelling pictures of the chaos as people run out of the airport, diving for cover. What's really remarkable was just how calm this situation was literally seconds before. And seconds later, a crowd of people comes running out of that terminal, heading for the exits. You can see the entire 1-minute 15 clip on TMZ's website.
A Valley couple caught in the chaos when bullets fly at LAX today. Robert Villegas and his girlfriend were waiting to board a connecting flight to Beijing. In Terminal 2, they had just left Phoenix this morning, and Robert tells us he heard about the shooting and he was worried their terminal was next.
We're trying to go in there to seek cover because people were saying that they were going to come into Terminal 2 and shoot up Terminal 2.
So much more on this tonight at 6.
And we have live team coverage on this story tonight. Katie Connor at Sky Harbor, where air traffic was tied up because of today's violence.
But first, Mary Ellen Resendez in the Breaking News Center tracking the very latest developments for you. And Mary Ellen, break this all down, how this happened.
You know, Katie, it all started about 9:20 this morning when witnesses say a gunman, now being identified as Paul Ciancia, pulled a rifle out of his bag and started firing. Police now say Ciancia fired at least 10 shots. 2 TSA agents were shot. One rushed out in a wheelchair, apparently unconscious. The other ran out with a police officer, his hand bloodied. Now, witnesses say Ciancia allegedly calmly walked that terminal looking for more TSA agents. It was a terrifying experience for passengers.
I heard gunshots and we all just went down to the ground. And a few seconds later, I saw him coming up the elevator and walked by about 10 feet away from me with his gun pointed. And he just continued.
It was a loud bang. I mean, boom. It was a loud one. So from there, we all just ducked down. Next thing you know, I see nothing but girls around me. That's when we grabbed all the big luggage and then I stacked them high.
Now, there's more information coming into our newsroom on the alleged shooter, 23-year-old Paul Ciancia. According to reports, his dad called police in New Jersey today after receiving a text from his son saying that he was thinking about taking his own life. Those police in New Jersey then called LAPD, who drove to Ciancia's apartment. They reportedly spoke with his roommates, who said they had seen him yesterday and that he seemed fine.
Yeah, still a mystery as to what his motivations were. Thanks so much, Mary Ellen. The man killed in today's violence was the first TSA agent ever killed in the line of duty. He was a behavioral detection officer. That means he was trained to look for suspicious behavior and pick out possible threats. His name has not yet been released, and we'll be sure to bring you more information as soon as it becomes available.
The Department of Homeland Security will now begin the lengthy process to see how security was breached at LAX. Surveillance will be reviewed to see if TSA needs to make any changes to security. Aviation experts tell us the checkpoints are strictly designed to find hidden weapons. We're told TSA employees aren't armed at those checkpoints.
It's hard to say whether TSA should be armed or not because we don't know how this particular shooting unfolded. In most airports, immediately behind the screening checkpoints, there are local law enforcement officers who are stationed at that position for this sort of thing, to stop somebody charging through the gates.
And get this, aviation security experts say this investigation could take more than a year.
And the violence at LAX created a travel nightmare across the country. 750 flights affected nationwide. At LAX, 195 flights were canceled, 268 more delayed. Nationwide, 746 flights were affected, including 48 flights which had to be diverted. Travelers at Sky Harbor feeling the impact of that ripple effect. ABC 15's Katie Connor live with more on that. And Katie, got to be really frustrating for people.
Tensions are high here at Phoenix Sky Harbor. You know, LAX is only 45-minute flight away. Mix that with the fact that it's a Friday and a weekend, and you have a lot of people who are impacted. Here at Sky Harbor, 7 flights heading to LAX were canceled, 5 Southwest, 1 U.S. Airways, 1 Delta. Many other travelers heading to LAX experienced long delays. Departures for 7 flights pushed back for hours. Colin Fues had just boarded his Southwest flight to LA when the shooting happened. Southwest ended up canceling his flight altogether and then rebooking him on a different flight to Orange County.
A little nerve-wracking, trying to figure out all the details. I can't be mad about something where, a tragedy affects other people and I'm merely inconvenienced.
I'm happy that my flight wasn't right at 10:30 or something where I'd been sitting in the airport, because I would have been really scared then.
And that was Anna Urseski. She says that she had just taken off right before when the shooting actually happened earlier this morning, and she says that neither the flight attendant nor the pilot said anything about what had happened in Los Angeles until they arrived here in Phoenix, and everyone obviously started turning, of course, on their smartphones and seeing exactly what happened. Now, Katie and Steve, I tried to check in with TSA to see if any extra security was being taken here at Sky Harbor. They haven't released any more information on that, but I did talk with some agents, and they tell me that they are just devastated about what happened, especially to one of their own.
Yeah, it's been a worry for a long time, just the security in airports overall. Thanks so much, Katie.